IMG Academy taking on Montford in a matchup of two of the elite programs nationally and two programs part of the NIBC. Comprised of 8 teams throughout 7 different states, and this game will factor into the NIBC standings as you see Montford and IMG near the top of the league. Let's go to Adam Finkelstein with more. Adam.
That's right. I'm here with the commissioner, Rashid Ghazi. But before I talk about the NIBC, I know you've been doing this for 20 years, have put 700 plus high school events on ESPN Airways. The first one I remember is LeBron James as a high school senior. So can you tell us the story of how it all started?
Sure. I was televising high school basketball in Chicago, and a friend of mine in Ohio was promoting the St. Vincent St. Mary versus Oak Hill Academy game and asked if I could put it on locally. And I said, locally, why would we do that? Let's put it on nationally. So I actually sent an email to Burke Magnus, who's now president of ESPN Programming. Back then he was in charge of college basketball, and said, everyone's heard about this kid, but no one's seen him play. You've just gotten the rights to the NBA draft. At minimum, you've got the next Michael Jordan, Oscar Smith, Larry Bird on television. Why wouldn't you put them on when he's in high school? He said yes to the idea, and we set a record rating that day on ESPN2.
And since then, it's just been an increased platform for high school basketball every year. Geico Nationals has turned into the undisputed national champion, and you've really led that charge. How is that project going?
Yeah, 13 years ago we created Geico Nationals, and the idea was independent high schools like Oak Hill or a Montford or a Findlay Prep back in the day, they weren't playing for a state championship. So the national championship, or mythical national championship, was determined on paper. So we said, let's get the best teams in the country, like an IMG, like a Montford, to actually play at the end of the year to determine who's number one. And that's how that event started, and we've determined the mythical national championship 8 of 11 years on the court.
And now this year, the natural progression, the beginning of the NIBC. What led to the formation of this, really a super league of high school basketball?
Yeah, we've had the concept for a long time, and a lot of the schools had the concept as well. Last year, due to COVID, we started the NIBC in an ad hoc form to get games in. But once we put it together, the headmasters of all these schools said, look, we're brick and mortar, we're mainly private, we believe in academics and basketball excellence. Let's create a conference to do a couple of things. One, schedule consistency so the best teams can play each other on a regular basis. Number 2, allow the schools to actually own the content and own their rights like college. Number 3, provide a better evaluation system for college and NBA scouts for these players. They're playing in higher end games against better competition. And lastly, as the NCAA has gone towards NIL, for us to be able to provide a platform that can allow these athletes to build their own brand image while in high school to take advantage of NIL when they get to college at the next level.
And given how well that has gone this season, it begs the question, what comes next now?
Well, we've got a 40-game television contract with ESPN. We've got 4 different sponsors that are in the NIBC that are amazing, including the U.S. Marine Corps, Gatorade, Geico, and Chipotle. For us, next is looking at expansion. We've had a number of schools want to join the league because of the quality of institutions and play, so we're in the process, actually. We finished our first season of actually evaluating schools to expand the conference from 8 to maybe 10 teams or even 12 in the future.
Well, you've done amazing work for high school basketball over the decades. I know I speak for so many when I say thank you so much for all you've done for the game and for these young kids and families.
Well, thanks, I appreciate it. And really, it goes without saying, but ESPN has been a huge supporter of high school and youth athletics, and we appreciate them providing all these kids in our company the platform to promote high school sports.
Guys, you heard it from the man himself. Back to you.